What's going on? This is I'm in Water Bay. Um, I'm finna, I'm following up today on my second video about universal law. Um, like I said, I decided to break them down law at a time so that I can, you know, explain a little bit on how each law relates to actual living. And because once we figure out how each law relates to actual living and things that goes on and things that's to come, then we start to understand how we could change the events of our lives and create new and better, realities. So the second universal law is law of vibration, and the law of vibration states that everything in the universe moves, vibrates, and travels in a circular motion. It's the same principles of vibration in the physical world applied to our thoughts, feelings, desires, and wills. So basically, it's saying that everything travels in a circular motion. That's how you always hear me say everything is energy, and by everything being energy, everything has a certain vibration to it. And same thing you always hear me say, as above, so below, as in, without, with everything being energy, and everything has a certain frequency that corresponds to it. So if my energy and thought being the energy, and if my energy or my will being the energy or whatever, but if my energy, let's say if thought is one thing, okay, on the other side of that, when I think this, our energy vibrates and it travels in a circular motion. So it goes off into the ether and it gathers the other side of that thought. You see what I'm saying? So it's a polarity thing. It's the up, the down, the in, the out. So my thought being one side, it vibrates and it goes out and travels in a circular motion through the ethers of the universe. It attracts those things that was thought and envisioned about as it travels back, bringing it back to the person or the originator to be manifested. So the same thing is applied to our feelings, our desires, our wills, and our thoughts. And like I say, each one of them has a certain, all of our feelings, our will, our thought, everything, our beliefs, it has a certain corresponding element, so to say, that goes to it. So if you're feeling one way, your feeling is vibration, because that's again that energy. Everything is energy, down from me to you, the water, you, everything. So if I'm feeling some certain way and I'm vibrating to this feeling, and if let's say if it's a negative feeling, then I'm vibrating to the negative feeling as it goes out and it grabs everything negative and it brings it back to me. That's why you see people that's always have problems. They always going through the same thing. Deal with the same thing. Always depressed, stressed. You know what I'm saying? Some people talk about committing suicide and complain about the same things. That's the reason to it, because you are the one that is creating this reality. You are the one that is putting your energy into these things. We have to put our energy into better, higher things that corresponds to our well-being, things that corresponds to things that we want in the world. So if I sat here and thought about having a big house with swimming pools and matching, that's all. That thought is good enough. All I have to do is think about that thing, stay concentrating on it until it goes out into the universe in the ether and comes back to me. Now, the thing is, like I always say, some people probably tried it before and be like, well, it don't work or it don't seem right. And I think about things and I don't get it. Well, the thing is, what else do you think about? And that's why the TVs and the radios and the schools and the friends and the games and the clubs, and that's why all those things was invented to divert your attention. Instead of thinking about the things that you want 24/7, 24 hours a day, you don't think about it like that. You might say a prayer for it, think about when you wake up. You might say a prayer for it, think about it in the middle of the day or before you go to sleep. That's not good enough. That's like trying to grow, seeds without watering them. You have to have constant water, you have to have constant sunlight, you have to have constant food, you have to have constant breath, 24 hours a day in order for that tree to become what it's meant to be. So with our thoughts, we we think about what we want, or we know what we want, but then as soon as we step outside and we're confronted with all of days, with all that negative things of that goes on in the day and all the negative people, we start watching the TVs and we wondering about what somebody doing on Bear Girls Club or wondering what somebody doing in sports, then you're giving these people your energy. That's why they are the ones shining like stars. See, it's people that understand this, people that hold these high positions in the world that's able to control things through their power they have, through their money. So when they see what y'all giving y'all energy to, they take those certain things and they put money behind it and they push it so y'all can give more energy to them, therefore making them stars and making themselves richer, while you still sit here and create riches for everyone else. We the ones create the riches for the kings, the queens, for the presidents. We create the riches for the Tiger Woods, the LeBron Jameses, the actors and actresses, the Beyoncés and Jay-Z's. That we did that for them. When is you going to understand it and then start doing it for yourself? Instead of sitting around and think about what they doing, praising them, or what they had and who they with and what they said and what they got and who can comparison of them. See all that thought you're giving to them? That's why they're doing that. Put that thought into yourself. That's all I'm saying. It's universally correct, And again, universal law is like gravity. It don't care what you believe in. You have the right to believe in what you want to believe in. But the fact of the matter is, like gravity is a universal law. And no matter what you believe about gravity, if I let this go, gravity does its job every single time. So, again, if anybody having misunderstandings about what's going on, or you sitting here and you bowing to your religions and you praying to these deities and whatever the case may be, if you're not getting what you want, if you are getting what you want, either way, just, why not be a little bit more open-minded? This is the world. We have trillions of things here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And no one was supposed to be stuck in one place, in one location, in one book, in one religion, one love, one anything. You know what I'm saying? So, this is how I live my life. This is how I've been running my life. This is one way. Universal law has helped me out tremendously, and it helps me to understand my own personal power. So, if you ever catch me praying, then, I'm pussy. But anyway, this is I'm a Water Bay. Any comments, leave at the bottom of the screen. I'll continue to try to enlighten you people, letting y'all know that, things ain't just a game. Everything is what it is, and you have to know what things is in order to know how to operate them. So again, peace.